welcome back to Coffee and Books with Sydney. So this video, I just kind of wanted to do a very quick recap of what my 2020 was like in my reading, as well as kind of like set up myself for 2021. Because with me doing this channel, like I had said in 2019, I wanted to kind of keep me more accountable, but I definitely feel like with where I'm at now, there's a lot more time, there's a lot more opportunity for me to really dive in and really like focus my reading. Because while I'm happy with what I read, my goal for 2020 was to read 50 books. Did not do that. I only read 22, which again, with what I was doing the previous years, that's amazing in general. So 22 books is what I read in 2020, and I am happy with that. My goal for 2021, though, is to read 70 books. So we're amping it up, but again, that'll just make me more accountable to like talk to you guys and, you know, focus my reading and make, I don't know, just enjoy life a little bit more and not just be so like dead set on like working all the time, you know? So we're gonna start off with just talking about 2020 and what I read. So the first book that I read in 2020 was a like cult style book, and it was called, I'm looking at my Goodreads. Goodreads linked below if you want to follow. But it is called The Incendiaries by R.O. Kwon. And I gave this book 3.5 stars. I liked it because it was like, it dived into 3 different mindsets. One person who's a big old skeptic, one person who falls into the cult life, and the other person who leads the cult like area. And I liked it because it's like, you could sympathize with each one of the characters. And for me, and it kind of made me think, it was like, you know, which one of these people would I be? I don't see myself leading a cult, but I mean, just by how eloquently he spoke and like understanding he was, especially to the, I don't remember the names, but especially to the character who like fell into the cult, like he was almost like a saving grace for her. And it makes you think, like, if you were in that kind of position, would you, and like with how sad you are, with just like how low you're feeling about life in general, if somebody stretches their hand out and is like super nice, would you not accept it? So I like that kind of the part of the writing. But the things that kind of like didn't do it for me were the main character, who is the skeptic. He was very like just driven onto, I'm gonna be with this girl and that's all I want in life, and like there's nothing else, and oh no, she's with a cult, there's nothing I can do except just like pine over her. And yeah, so there is a trigger warning for this, for potential suicide. It hints that it happens, but then at the same time there's like hope at the end. But even after that kind of point, the guy still just can't seem to move on with his life, which I get, but I don't know. I was just kind of over his whole like, I'm pining over you kind of energy. And that's why I gave it 3.5 stars. So it's interesting that that's how I started my 2020 off, with a cult and, you know, like mentally trippy story, because then 2020 was very mentally trippy. So suiting, right? Then the most recent book that I read was, and like finished, was the graphic novel Are You Listening by Tillie Walden. I know that a lot of people like it, and I really enjoyed the art style. I thought that was very good. However, I only gave this book 2 stars, and yeah, I don't know. I just kind of felt that it was overall too skippy, and I know that's how it is for graphic novels, that it's like the storyline has to go fast because you're going to finish it, and it's just a graphic novel, and like maybe there's going to be more, maybe there's not. But ultimately, I thought it was too jumpy, and like I couldn't really like fall in love with the characters as much as I wanted to. So yeah, I gave it 2 stars. But I mean, I know other people like it, so that's okay. Now, when it comes to the books that I ranked the highest for my 2020, the first one that I gave 5 stars to was Daisy Jones and the Six. I've listened to that on audio, And I think I gave it 5 stars because of listening it to on audio, but as I think about it, it's probably more of a 4-star read. If I was ever to reread it, I would see if I read it physically, if I'd feel the same way. But yeah, 5 stars to Daisy Jones. The next one was Thunderhead, which is part of the Arc of the Scythe trilogy. I love these books. I'm obsessed with them, and I'm the kind of person who I don't want to read the final book, and which I have, I bought it, because I'm so scared because of how Thunderhead left off. And I know that everyone loves it, but yeah, my favorite. And the next 5-star read that I gave was All the Stars and Teeth by Adelyne Grace, which was quite surprising to me because I wasn't really going into it thinking I would like it. I'd be like, oh, maybe it's a 3-star, maybe it's a 4-star. 3-star is still great, but when I read it, I loved the magic system. I loved how the people were. I loved the like twists and turns that it took. And I'm really, really looking forward to the second one coming out. And I think it's coming out in February. So I'm gonna buy that or rent it, or I don't know. We'll see how quick I can get my hands on it. But yeah, so I think that was the last 5-star that I gave. Oh, no. I also gave 5 stars to Where the Crawdads Sing. It's definitely, like, in my opinion, a, like, white mom kind of read. I listened to it on audio, but I liked it. I liked the story. I definitely think it dragged on a little bit, but I gave it 5 stars because it's just so wholesome. And you, like, really, really empathize and sympathize with the main character and how she just kind of was like left to fend for herself, and the entire town was like, ooh, don't look at her. And I was like, she didn't do anything wrong. She's just a product of her environment. And like it really shows the character of like not cold, but like mindset of towns, and like how you can just kind of like flow with the system and not really have opinions for yourself. And it's like, here's a child who's literally been fending for herself since she was, what, I think like 7 or 8. And nobody wanted to help. And like, I don't know. That's why I really liked it, because I like just how real you could feel for the character. And yeah. So, again, 22 books for 2020, not that much. And as I like look through it, it makes me laugh like how long some of them took me to read. But it's nice to know that I've picked back up reading, and you know, looking back, I can remember like what I was doing, what I was thinking, what time of year it was. And with 2020 being kind of like a mind cluster of like, when was this, where was that kind of thing, it's fun to look back at this and be like, oh yeah, that was this time. And you know, yeah, as most people probably will say. So the next part of this video is going to be me talking about my goals and things for 2021. As I said previously, my goal is to read 70 books, because that's what I put in my bullet journal to read. Side note, if you're ever interested in seeing what I do for my bullet journal, it's nothing as crazy as and unique as like Books with Chloe or anybody like that. It's just something that I kind of like to do. So if you're interested, please let me know. But yeah, so my goal is to read 70 books for 2021, and I really want to incorporate a lot more than just, I think, what I fall into, which is fantasy, even though I'm sitting here looking at the books that I have, and I think all but one is like considered fantasy, and even then it's still fantasy. I don't know. But that's my goal, is to read kind of a different like subset of genres and things like that. And participate in more booktube related things, such as like monthly reading plans with other booktubers, or something like doing fun events when it comes to planning my TBRs for the month. Because I know, I mention her every single time, but I know that Olivia Reads a Latte, she does these like random TBRs, like when she did like Christmas and like Halloween and Christmas, and I just think that's cute. So I really want to participate in more things and just be more active in the booktube, book Twitter community, because like, I don't know if it's just me, but I guess I kind of had this like opinion where it's like nobody's really gonna care what I post or say when it comes to things, and so I just like sit in like the shadows and like I'll like posts or I'll retweet them because it's like I agree, but I guess I'm just like nervous that people aren't gonna like support or like what I say, so I just avoid that negativity. But I have to get out of that mindset. I'm posting videos to YouTube, so yeah, just gonna change that up. And so for 2021, I want to end it with this channel having 1,000 subscribers. And I really hope that that's doable as long as I stick to what I say and I post frequently and I talk to you all, and I just like, yeah, I hope everyone just comes and like enjoys my little space and, you know, feels welcome here to, yeah, sorry, my cat. Stop it! You can't eat that! You're a monster! Okay. He's eating my bullet journal, but yeah, okay. So, yeah, those are my goals for 2021, and I think it's doable. I think that if I, again, just stick to what I say, mean what I say, do what I say, blah, 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 mean what I do what I say, I don't know. But I think that if I stick to it and I'm honest with myself, then it's gonna be good. And I hope to meet so many more of you all and talk to you guys and just, yeah, enjoy reading. So that is the end of this video. Gotta take my Christmas tree down now because it's New Year's Eve today, which is gonna be sad because it's like, it's such a cute little backdrop, and now I don't really have anything else since I took all my books away from in here, and my room is ungodly dark. So yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I like change it up again. But right, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.